have done so much for the cannabis community, getting the message out, supporting our veterans, who also are a big and critical part of the cannabis equation, as we know. And you've taken the message all the way to the United Nations, and that's why we are giving you the honor of the Seattle Hempfest National Award for Excellence in Cannabis Activism. I wish we were in person so I could hand you the award, but we've got Special K Glass right now blowing a very special piece of special award trophy for you. Why don't you tell our people a little bit about your work and about everything that you're involved in right now?
Well, gosh, before I say that, I want to just greet you, man. It's great to see you, and great to see everybody out there in the virtual Seattle Hempfest space. I was just thinking, Viv, I don't even know if you remember this, but back in the day, I started as an activist in the early 1990s or so. And about the mid to later 1990s, I met up with you through the November Coalition.
Yes.
And I just remember at the time, you were the guy that I was basically getting emails through. It was this new thing, emails and email lists. And I remember you helped me through that. You helped me create the first email list that we had in Virginia for our activism. And I remember explaining to activists in Virginia the relevance of using email and how it wouldn't replace the phone tree.
Right, Matt, yes.
Yeah, so now having a virtual meeting, being the first virtual meeting, getting an award from you, I don't know, somehow it seems very fitting to me. I'm cool. I love you, and I really wish we could be there to hug. And I really wish the beautiful Myrtle Edwards Park space, but this is fitting, and I really love to be here with you.
I used to be on a little Mac Classic that just had graphics. I mean, it just had text, right? There was no graphics or anything. And Hempfest had email, like the year email came out. I think it was like 94 that where we first really started rocking the email with this organization, and HempNet, hemp.net, with the late Robert Lunday and Ben Livingston and stuff. Let's talk a little bit. Tell us a little bit about your work, man, and what you've been involved in.
All right, so I was trying to figure out how to say this in a nutshell, which ain't easy. I started out, and I am to this day, a medicinal cannabis access activist, basically, a disabled U.S. Air Force vet, and I came up through the movement and sort of found my way. And it's interesting, the different paths that cross, because the first time I came to Hempfest was working on Measure 74 in Oregon, and we came up as even 10 years ago. And I had already started working on the international stuff and been working on it for quite a while. In fact, and I'm going to name a couple of vets here, but it's funny, we all got together and worked just because we're common interests and stuff, and where the string took me. It's not that I sought out to work with vets in the movement. Veterans, military veterans are just everywhere in the movement. Dennis Perone, U.S. Air Force, Vietnam era vet, Jack Hare, Army, Korea era vet, and Chris Conrad. Those were the three that got me started on this. I went on a pilgrimage across the country to the WE. I don't know if you remember that, in 1997, the World Hemp Expo Extravaganza.
Yeah, man.
And and
Harrisburg.
I met up with those guys, and I started working on this national thing. And I asked them all, what's going on internationally? I figured they'd connect me with this person or that person doing stuff. Instead, they said, hey, good idea, go for it. So I've been working inside the UN, starting with nothing, and working up a sort of an army of activists in the entire reform community. They couldn't just bring in the marijuana movement, had to bring in the entire drug policy reform movement, including harm reduction and everything. And now, to fast forward, last 5 years, been working through a process that started in the United Nations, bounced over to Geneva, to the World Health Organization, and now is back at the United Nations again. And each step during the way, each year, I've been able to come to Hempfest and kind of present the state of the, what's going on out there in the field. It's really great. And it's a good touchstone for me to stay connected. I tell people, I go back to Seattle each year and talk to, my 100,000 or so of my best friends, so I stay grounded when I go back to the UN. But it's not a joke, really. I do listen to everybody and try to take in what I hear and bring that to the UN. What you do on the ground is what we bring to the UN. And we've got this incredible opportunity now, a change in the United Nations Drug Control Program rules on cannabis. It's up for a vote in December. And this is the best news I've been able to give you. A couple of years now, they've been bouncing it around, but it looks like we'll actually have this vote in December. And I hope I'm making Jack, Hare, Dennis Perone, and Chris Conrad proud of me. Chris, I missed him earlier, but much love to you out there if you're listening.
I have to say, I didn't know that Chris was a vet, and that's so I'm learning stuff at this event as well.
No, Chris isn't
Oh,
a vet. Chris
I
just
see.
happened to be one of the three.
Oh, I see. They got you
So
going. I get
should
it.
have
I get
made
it.
that clear.
Oh, that's all right.
What's really cool about this,
He's a veteran of the drug
this
war.
is a cool little sidebar, right? He's a veteran of the drug war and a peacenik, an absolute pacifist. And I think that's cool. I mean, think about it in our community that, somebody that used to work on B-52s carrying nukes is hanging out with a pacifist, and we're okay. We're working together and we're okay. And that's what our community is all about. I just,
Well,
I can't even begin to hear that enough.
it's so important that our vets have access to medical cannabis and to CBD because they have traumatic brain injury and chronic pain issues and PTSD and all that stuff. And so your work has been so vital, all of your work. And I'm so proud on behalf of Hempfest to bestow upon you the honor of our National Award for Excellence in Activism, my friend. And you stay strong and take care and be safe, man.
Thanks. Much love to everybody out there. And I really appreciate it. Just like Jerry said earlier, man, it means a whole lot coming from my family.
Michael Krawitz, I love you, bro. You take care.
And the land is dark.